flight after one now at the runway. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up. Quick hands together for Vengeance and the F16 Fighting Falcon.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Welcome to some more DCS. I hope you're well and I hope you're fantastic. Now, it was only fair that we played the intro of the amazing demonstration of the VIPER demo team from the Royal International Air Tattoo. That was the amazing sound of the S16 in the background. And that's exactly what we're here to do today. Is put this beautiful bird that is finally dropped in DCS through its paces and just get a feel for the flight model and see just what she's made of. Intro track was courtesy of NCS as usual, Max Baron, and that was Cyberpunk. So without further ado, why don't we get rid of this stream starting soon screen and let's jump into the cockpit of the VIPER then. So we just close a couple of windows here. There we go. Right, DCS is open, there we go. Now we've got this absolutely gorgeous cockpit where you can see everything. One of the most amazing things about the F16 is of course the bubble canopy. which gives you just this crazy amount of visibility. Now I've customized and set up a few controls already. So we've got the basics down. The only thing I haven't set up is flaps. I just literally, there was a bit of an issue trying to get the aircraft to download. But we're here now. Without further ado, let's get into the display. Now I've done a quick flight before I started the stream just to make sure everything was okay. A couple of quick flights just to make sure my throttle was working okay, my throttle, my joystick is what I was trying to say. So we're going to taxi on out to the runway. We're here at Kutaisi again, or Kutaisi. I say it in different ways every time I stream, or every time I play DCS. And the F16 is going to be awesome to start learning the systems. The Hornet is something I've spent a bit more time learning some more of the systems and getting a little bit of bombing and rocket practice in lately. So I'm looking forward to doing the same with the F16. So we're just going to taxi on over to the runway then. And we're going to get set up for a display. Why is the stream buffering on my end? Ah, there we go. I have the stream open just for any messages. Brakes feel very, very sharp. And it doesn't take a lot of throttle movement to get this thing going. Obviously the General Electric engine, if it was a General Electric. Set her down there. Gonna turn nose wheel steering off. Gonna hold her there. We're just gonna do a quick control surfaces check. We are using the open beta version of DCS. And it's full credit to Eagle Dynamics for actually working really quickly to help out a lot of us who had an issue with a black screen whilst trying to install the module. We got it installed, but after trying to launch the game, we had a few issues trying to get past the black screen. But anyway, issues aside, we're about to have some incredible issues as we get this beautiful thing into the sky, which sounds amazing, by the way. The exterior sounds are phenomenal, and the interior sound, as you can already hear just by the throttle movements, is pretty nice as well. So without further ado, let's send it. Do have some wind and weather in this scenario. Off up into the sky then. Just gonna pop the gear up. Afterburner on. Here we go then. Let's get a feel for how this beautiful aircraft handles.
Altitude.
The roll is very snappy, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, the view of this cockpit is just amazing. back in towards the runway line then. We'll keep the afterburner ablaze.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
It's quite a loud beep.
Altitude.
And we go inverted across the display line. And a hard pull away from the ground. Oh my god, this thing just pulls and pulls and pulls. Oh, this is crazy. Coming in low then.
Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. Altitude.
It's crazy, like the minimal, it feels a bit like the MiG-29 in terms of throttle. You don't need a lot of throttle to get this thing moving at some great speed. It's got the throttle set about halfway at the moment and I'm barely having to move it to maintain speed. And we are carrying about 78% worth of our internal fuel load.
Altitude.
Rolling out then, coming back towards the runway.
Pull up.
We give a
Pull
blast
up.
of the blast of the
Altitude.
underwear? A blast of the
Altitude.
afterburner. Look at this pull, absolutely crazy. I think that's an over G warning. This is absolutely insane. Just holding that turn. Wow, above 500 knots, rolling out, and up we go then. I really want to turn that beep down a bit, it's actually even quite loud in my ears.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up.
We're going to set the throttle to idle.
Altitude.
We're just going to come in over the runway. I really don't know what that beep is, and it's something I will learn. Overcompensating there with the roll. I was going to try a hesitation
Altitude.
roll, but
Altitude.
that engine spooling, oh, it sounds absolutely gorgeous. Go back in towards the runway then. It pulls so much G without losing a lot of speed, which is weird. It was very similar to the Meg, like I already said, in terms of not needing a lot of throttle to have a lot of performance. Iceman, how's it going, dude? That is an awesome username, by the way.
Pull up. Pull up.
Coming in low. Inverted.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. 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 Altitude.
This thing pulls so crazy. know a lot of the comments were don't try and fly it like the Hornet. It flies nothing like a Hornet. The performance of this thing is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I keep overcompensating on my rolls ever so slightly.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up.
We are full burn now. Hello, Alex. Pictures in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
I need to be a little bit slower for the high AOA pass. Because at about 130 knots things start to get a little bit shaky.
Altitude.
And once again,
Altitude.
even pulling the stick hard, the speed still continues to build. This thing is incredible. I'm in absolute awe of the performance of this thing. Going towards the crowd then. And pull.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of beeps. One of them is quite loud as well. I'm not even sure what it is. I think it's an over G warning, but it happens even at slower speeds as well.
Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. Altitude.
Okay, so I either don't roll the stick enough, or I roll it too much and slightly overcompensate. Yeah, there's quite a lot of beeping.
Altitude. Altitude.
See, it can't be an over G warning because it's beeping even when I'm going slowly. I'm pulling basically next to no G. So about there's the sweet spot for holding it inverted.
Altitude. Altitude.
This thing's going to be an absolute monster to dogfight with.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. Altitude.
Backing off on the cover.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do that in about 5 minutes, Iceman. I'm actually going to let this... Hang on. Once this beeping stopped. I'm actually going to have a look back at basically what I've just flown and see how it actually sounds from the external camera. But so far from the quick flight that I've done, it really does sound fantastic. Even without the afterburner on, the noise is just, it's so loud and just sounds incredible. A word that I'm using quite a lot to describe this thing.
Altitude.
We're going to come in for one more pass. Nice and low. And beautiful VIPER. I'm actually curious myself to see how it would sound from the outside after doing this as well.
Altitude.
Crazy how many G's this thing
Pull
will do.
up. Pull up.
Wow.
Pull up. Altitude. Altitude.
One thing I quickly need to configure in my controls is the speed brakes. One thing I didn't set. Air brake. Oh. Okay. And see the button for the speed brakes. We'll just have to land and then we can watch it back. Pull some G just to slow her down.
Altitude. Altitude.
Have a little bit of a crosswind in this. Misses. Oh my actual god. Come on, you can hold it. Oh, we're down.
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude.
No. Oh my god. Oh my actual god. That's the worst landing in F16 history. I completely forgot about the crosswind on landing. Brake. Ah. Stop. Oh my god.
Altitude.
Sorry. How's the plane? Hey, it's intact. Oh, we could just taxi on out and take off again. It's fine. Even turns, no problem. That's like, I think out of like even the bad landings I've had in DCS, that's definitely up there with the worst landing. But anyway, let's switch to watch it back because I'm really curious to see how this will sound. Should have just ejected at the end to listen to it back. Now I'll quickly pause it as I switch. Actually, let's find Kutasi in this little list. Atumi Kobalete Kutasi. There we go. Switch off the aircraft label. Do a little bit of moving around here with this camera just to. We'll follow the Viper out as she taxis. Absolutely gorgeous. I did have this open for a little while, so I'll fast forward it just a little bit. Yeah, it is quite loud. Yeah, I've even got my game volume down at 20% as well. Even when I was checking it for just to make sure the volume was okay for stream, it was so loud outside. We will eventually get underway, I would think. I didn't realise how long I had this open before I actually started the stream. Come on. I didn't think it was open that long. Well, I have the option to take control, but finally. So we'll get to hear what she sounds like on a takeoff roll and the afterburner just after takeoff. Okay then, let's go and position, excuse me, the camera roughly about the centre. I think we'll go for a bit here. Move the joystick out the way just now so I can do some camera controlling. Let's zoom in. That iconic shape. Take a quick sip of my juice. Ah, it just looks so beautiful. So we get to hear how she'll sound from the outside now. While it's turning and burning in full send mode in the sky. Move my mouse out the way. Doing the quick control surfaces check there. Make sure everything moves freely. Rudder action. I can't believe we finally got the F16 in DCS. And I didn't expect it to release so fast. Been watching all the update videos on YouTube, following its progress quite closely, and still didn't expect it to drop so soon. That big mouth intake at the front of the jet. Where the engine's starting to spool up a little bit. There we go. Not going to play any music over this whatsoever. We're just going to listen to the uninterrupted Here she comes in, it's the beautiful F16 VIPER. Again, the DCS replays don't quite work as intended. There was quite a few clouds in the sky, as you would have seen during that little display, but loading back into the replay, there's barely any clouds. It does look a little bit weird. Coming past again then. Giving it the full send treatment. she rips past is amazing. Oh my god. When they adjusted the Hornet Sims, they made some changes to the afterburner noise with the Hornet. I feel like they took away a little bit of the bass when the Hornet passes by you. You get more of that ripping noise, but not enough bass, whereas the F16, well, let's just take a listen. I mean, that noise, it's the kind of noise that hits you right in the chest. I mean, just look at this turn. Such a performer. The very first display that I saw of an F16 was the Royal Netherlands Air Force, and they displayed at Lookers for 2 or 3 years. First F16 display was blue, white and red, and I still actually have a signed sticker from the pilot when I was a kid. One display that I still haven't seen is the Belgian display, which is probably one of the best F16 displays that you're likely to see. And obviously the iconic US Air Force VIPER demo team, which I saw briefly at the Royal International Air Tattoo earlier this year, but unfortunately due to a delaminating tail, it had to basically abort its display and make an emergency landing, which was a shame. But F-16s are always impressive to watch. The way they turn, how tight they can turn, how fast they turn, how fast they climb. It's just an iconic, incredibly, beautifully performing jet. I'm fanboying here quite a lot, and I'm going to shut up as she comes back past for a fly past. Vapor coming off of it, it's absolutely crazy. Afterburner or blaze coming back down towards the runway then. Oh wow, that is super close, Iceman. That's awesome. I know the Polish Air Force use the F-16s quite a lot, but I've never actually seen them display the F-16. do remember a MiG-29 display when I was a kid though, that was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Living that close to the airport during airshow time as well, that would have been awesome just to spot those aircraft coming in, arriving and departing. But whoever at Eagle Dynamics is responsible for doing the sound of this thing, they've done a fantastic job. I just need to spend a bit of time quickly looking through some more of the controls and work out what that little high-pitched beeping is. But why waste time studying and looking at manuals when you can just jump in and fly? I run out of patience and just wanted to fly. Yeah, for the high alpha pass, I think it should be a lot slower for this one. We get to hear the power adjustments of that engine. I remember seeing the footage of that SU-27 crash. That was really bad. Really bad accident, that. I think the only thing Eagle Dynamics is missing when it comes to the sound aspect of things now is just a louder ambient noise when the jet's quite high in the sky. I still think things go a little bit too quiet. That sounds amazing. Like, the actual in-game sound is fantastic. Also, the beauty of watching the replay is getting to watch that landing from the outside. Not something I'm looking forward to. I absolutely love the VIPER effect when you just pull hard up into the sky. It looks phenomenal. And again up and over the top. Imagine people actually get paid to do this. Get paid to fly these machines and do this job. say, as far as I'm aware, I think this is only based on what I looked at before I obviously jumped in and flew it. I can only see this livery. There's no option to select any more at the moment. But I don't think it'll be too long before the community actually start putting together a lot more skins. That little whistle as it flew overhead there was amazing. Give me a little bit of a goosebump. Once again, those vapor effects are just so good. I think this is a jet I'm going to really enjoy flying and practicing airshow demos with. Coming in low. Obviously, with so many countries that do still fly the F16, it'll be good to see just how many liveries we do actually get. Look at that pool, oh my gosh. Yes, we will see that amazing landing, Alex. I probably should have practiced one landing off stream first, just to see what it felt like landing. Completely forgetting the fact that I hadn't set up any controls for the speed brakes, and the fact I forgot about a crosswind didn't make for like very good landing conditions. I don't think we'll have to wait too much longer to see that landing. I think this could be it coming up now. I've got a 1070 Iceman. Quite an old 1070 now. It's a 1070 Founders Edition. I think this was the landing. I can't 100% remember. Oh, it is as well. My days. Excuse me. This will be fun to watch back. This is where I just end the stream because my internet's miraculously oh, my internet's cut out, I gotta go. You can see here I'm trying to correct as the aircraft is crabbing to the right because the wind wants to push it to the right. The small undercarriage. Yeah, I'm getting my excuses in. Here we go. Oh my gosh, look at this. Whoa! Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. It's still going. Oh. can't even zoom in anymore. I'm at my maximum zoom capacity. Oh boy. Well, that was certainly an interesting way to finish the first practice display. We'll do another quick flight before I end the stream. Get back into it. Basically, the open beta, I only have it purely to play the early access module. So the only other module I have here is the Tomcat. I don't have the space on my other SSD. Now, let's have a quick look. If there's anything I can turn off. Low altitude warning. You'd think after watching all the update videos I'd be a bit more familiar with this by now, but definitely not. Trim. Exterior lighting. Let me quickly just have a look. It was a big boom, Alex. I definitely made a boo-boo there. Anti-skid. Yeah, that's something that might have not helped me in the slightest at all upon landing. An air brake. Here's it is under S for speed brake. Or we should just quickly edit the scenario to get rid of the crosswing. There we go, speed brake. Speed brake retract off. Well, let's just clear these two. Because I want to track. Try this. Nice one. Okay, we've got our speed brakes working now. Let's turn on our nose wheel steering. And quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly turn down the DCS volume just a little bit more because I realise how loud those beeps and exterior noises can be. Go. So we're going to taxi on out to the runway and get a bit more practice with the VIPER. And you know what, we might even try a couple of practice landings and do some touch and goes. Now that we've got our speed brakes configured, we can slow the aircraft down, try a better job of landing in a crosswind. You can see we have all these scattered clouds, but when you jump into, whoops-a-daisies, when you jump into the DCS replay function, sometimes it doesn't load back the clouds that you have in that scenario. Which is a bit weird, but hey. Slow down a little bit because we don't want to tip over. I might put a bit more of a curvature on my rudder. It's quite sharp when I first press the initial movement. Those spooling noises inside the aircraft are amazing. As we're steering off, we're going to go for a full afterburner takeoff. Whoop. Crosswind, hello. Gear up. And let's do this.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, that's not as sharp in my ears, that's a good thing.
Pull up.
Back off the
Pull up.
flaps a little bit now.
Altitude. Altitude.
And then we come again.
Pull up. Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up.
Speed brakes to slow us down.
Altitude. Altitude.
No worries, Iceman. Thank you very much for stopping by, mate. And enjoy the rest of your evening.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Now that was a much better landing.
Altitude. Altitude.
Gear up. Don't know why I couldn't have done that the first time.
Altitude. Altitude.
basically using my angle of attack indicator that once you get the green circle,
Altitude. 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 Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. Altitude.
okay, yeah, so small throttle image for that. Okay. Got a very responsive engine actually. Okay, cool. Oh, it's 9:15. Let's head on back for one more pass, and then we'll wrap it up. Keep that afterburner blaring.
Pull up.
crosswind landings. Altitude, there we go.
Altitude, 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 altitude.
Ah. Oh. I think she was stopping before the end of the runway. Well, there we go then. Another quick flight in the Viper and 2 successful landings without crashing and burning. Based on initial first impressions, I think this is going to be an absolutely awesome jet to work with. Not only just for the airshow side of things, even though that is what I do a lot of practices with, but also learning the systems of this iconic and amazing aircraft. Learning to fly it, make use of it in a combat situation, as well as giving it the full send treatment in airshow display practices. So, let's just pull into the parking area then. I'm going to pull in here on the right, because why not? Brakes on. Positive steering off. Parking brake should be somewhere around about here, if I remember right. Is that it? No. Where's the parking brake again? I could have sworn I seen it here earlier. There we go. Sure how to unlock the canopy because I haven't checked yet. It's just a defog handle for demisting the lens. Cockpit. Well, I pressed the wrong button. I meant to press Shift and F2. Well, we'll just cancel that. Back to editor. We don't need to worry about taking care of any crosswinds because after a couple of smooth touchdowns and smooth landings, I think we can do some practice with the F16 in some crosswind landings. And after the first crash and burn, I think it went okay. But anyway, that is going to wrap up the stream. Thank you so much to everyone for stopping by. I massively appreciate it. And I am going to jump off and head off. Think about all those sweet maneuvers I'm going to be practicing tomorrow. So a big thanks again to everyone for joining. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will catch you all very soon. But until then, this is Liquid signing off.
with their nails done now.